Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Another day, another news list of releases. Check out. We've got an album listen for you today. 17's FML EP is here, and we are here to listen to all of the tracks on it. Well, all of them bar one. We listened to Super, or watched the MV to Super a little while ago, so we'll be skipping over that. But every single other song on the album we'll listen to in one sitting. I don't know how this is going to go with YouTube Content ID, because I am technically I'm 1 for 3 when it comes to Pledis albums. So, like, both Pledis era albums have been blocked, but Minhyun's solo album didn't get blocked, at least from my memory. So we'll see how this goes. If this is on YouTube though and you want to see a certain song ahead of time, or you want to skip ahead to a song, timeline below is going to be chapter based on what song we're listening to and talking about. Keep that in mind. If you're in it for the long haul like me, welcome aboard. Let's jump right into it. Oh. I don't know what it is, but I haven't been able to find a comfortable way to sit in this chair recently. But that's besides the point. We have got the album to listen to. Actually, let me do one thing very quickly. I need to pull up the album credits. It's very much important when it comes to 17 to check out album and writing credits, because members are always going to be involved in it. I mean, it's kind of a given that I think Wooji is going to be involved with most, if not all, the songs. But see if maybe other members got involved with like lyrics or production parts. Those are always exciting. So let's see. 17's FML first track. It looks like maybe it's a double title. But let's see. Let's start off with track number 1. My Life. That's a mood. Won't be saying the proper name of the title for, YouTube SEO reasons and stuff like that, but words on screen. Okay. Lyrics by Uzi and Bumzu, of course. Composed by Uzi and Bumzu, and then arranged by Building Owner. Alright, let's send it. Bit of a... This was not the start I expected from this song. Nice drawn out intro. These are some deep lyrics, oh my god. Damn. Yeah, these are some deep ass lyrics that we're getting here. June's got a really nice neutral tone to his voice.
하루만 심장 바꿔줄 사람 어디도 없나 이런 빌어먹을 세상 나만 혼자 바보 됐어
And I love the little raps interlude they do in the pre-chorus because it really allows the song to build up.
지금부터 fight for my life 나를 위해 fight for my life 요즘 익숙한 세상에서 이제 나는 나를 찾고 싶어
Little vocal chop interlude into the bridge.
무뎌진 익숙한 세상에서 이제 나는 나를 찾고 싶어
Well, dang. You know, based off the title, I wasn't really sure, like, what type of sound this was gonna go for, but kind of like an emo hours anthem in a way. Makes sense. And it's actually one heck of a banger. Like, this is the banger for those, like, 2 a.m. nights where you're kind of lost in your own thoughts, or it's like the winding down parts of your night out with the homies, where it's like you're sitting in somebody's living room, like scattered around the couch and you've got your half open bag of chips on the table that's been open for like 4 hours and it's probably going stale. You've got the couple cans of whatever you're drinking, or like the half empty glass of whatever you're drinking, and now it's like the fun and the happiness is gone, and now it's just like pour out all the emotions type of vibe into the night. Only me. Anyways, enough about my life. Who am I joking? But like, it's that type of song where it's extremely self-aware, but it's self-aware and it's almost like I was about to say depreciating, but that's the wrong word. Self-deprecating, that's the word. It's almost like a self-deprecating song, and it's extremely self-aware of itself, and the way it's singing, where the kind of the song, how it flows, is very much written like an anthem song, where it's pretty repetitive melody, and it's one of those things where the melody gets repeated over and over and over, and the meaning of the song pretty much stays the same. It's just they've taken each verse and kind of delivered it based off of like, different elements of it. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to the concept of fuck my life, bro. Like, life sucks sometimes. Just gotta, can someone, like, what was that one line? Can someone trade my heart with me for a day or something like that? Like, this is a deep, deep song. And, well, unfortunately, I think a lot of people can relate with it, which is, I hate seeing people, like, sad or, like, in the feels, even though I'm one that very often gets sad and in the feels a lot of the time, but even though this song is kind of, I think, in terms of like topic wise, not the brightest thing in the world, I think a lot of people will find comfort in it. It's a pretty impactful way to start the album too, not just in terms of the message, but the song itself is kind of, the song flows very nicely like a pop song, but it comes across like a really kind of powerful, aggressive anthem in a way, even though it's not very much in your face, and I like that about this song. Very cool stuff. Okay, next should have been Super or Sonugong, but since we watched the MV for it, we're going to skip over it to save time. So we've got Fire. Lyrics by Wooji, Bumzu, Scoops, Wonu, Mingyu, and Vernon. Composed by Bumzu, Wonu, and Vernon. And then arranged by Bumzu. So is this a hip-hop group song then? It is.
조심해 손대라 너 떠들고 빈다 먼저 걔네들부터 제게 다음 내 차례는 오케이야 자 우주 공장 집합 가만히 내 집합
tone is so cool to listen to.
Take off your mask now, we in the jam now, it's time to dance now, hey. Been touring zones now, haven't you burned now, steady and source now, hey. 똑같아 나 부정 piercing yes I can now, hey. Boy band making bands, shipping your jet sense, got my back now, hey. I got the fire, turn up higher, I don't retire, my mission attire, oh. I got the fire, turn up higher.
Oh, bring in the dirty percussion parts, here we go.
I got the fire, oh. I got the fire, oh.
Bring back the engineered synths again. Bring in the melody one time, okay.
어린 마스트 비벼 빈견 우리끼리만 fly야 머릿속 버절 조각
That beat, the way those singular hits are making my head rattle. I love that. It's a very minimalistic song in like the parts that are going into it, but I don't think it really matters. Yeah, Scoops' tone on a song like this, just that glow, like you can see his face delivering this, like kind of like the mean mug he's got. Even though these types of songs usually aren't my like cup of tea, I much more prefer the melodic stuff. I've always been intrigued by hip hop team stuff, just because it is really showcasing, like once you get past your like group stuff, once they branch out into their little separate teams, it's really interesting how their kind of creative process shifts into what they're good at. And I think Hip Hop Team is the one that, for me, has always been most intriguing because it's the most that I'm most unfamiliar with, if that makes sense. This is the genre of music that I do not listen to or go out of my way to listen to all that often. Admittedly, doing the whole reaction thing recently has gotten me more into K-pop a little bit more, but I would not call myself like a seasoned veteran or like even remotely understanding of this genre at all. What I do know from my time doing classical orchestra and things like that is a sense of rhythm, and hip hop stuff has always had a really fun way of rhythm, because for me, when it comes to hip hop music, it very much relies on the rhythm. Because there's less of an importance, I think, on the melody on a top line, but rather that importance has been shifted over into delivery and to flow, which ultimately, at the end of the day, whittles down to rhythm. And so, because you don't have the melody to play with, you have to use rhythm to keep the song lively, and do a great job of that. Also, just the different vocal colors you get across the board, too. Especially you two on the left here, like, S-Scoop's tone, when he really gets into, like, his flow, even on, I mentioned it on, at least I think I mentioned it on the title track, MV. But his tone, once he starts spitting, is so cool. It's got such a nice character to it, and it's low. It's low, but it's sassy, and it's... I want to find his verse. It shouldn't be too hard to find. There we go. It's just, his tone's so cool. So cool. And then Wonu getting all melodic in the middle.
열정은 매일돼 스톱으로 후식을 먹여 접시 위에 크레이트에 매년 올라가 겹여 모두 지렸던 이백 샴페인 터뜨려 볼때 10년 전으로 돌아가도 나도 오래 지실 있어 my way
It's like, I think it's really cool that it wasn't just an out and out rhythm piece and that we got some melody involved. Regardless of if there was a heavy like synthetic filter on Warner's voice, I think the filtering point really matters. It's the fact that we got melody in the song, I think, is the standout thing for me, because it really nicely breaks apart the song. Because I think because it breaks it apart from, the constant rapping rhythm, then we get this element of melody to kind of like cleanse the palate and then bring you back in with the flow again. I think that's so well written. Good stuff. All right, next up, I don't understand, but I love you, spelled Luv and U. Lyrics by Woozi, Boomzu, Hoshi, Horangi, and Dino. Composed by Woozi, Boomzu, and Enmore. And then arranged by Boomzu and Enmore. Okay. Performance team. Getting it started with the smooth guitar, okay?
Oh baby cause Oh yeah 넌 내게 유일무이 기타의 손율 간절히 원함을 다시 피어나게 해줄 짙은 향 속에 나의 눈 어지러운 나눠 사이 지워질까 더구나 다른 언어와 다른 시간도 이해하지 않아도 다
Love the way the energy is holding itself back a little bit with this pre-chorus.
What is
Break the meter there. I love the slow pacing of this song because I can so clearly visualize just this really intricate, emotive choreography for this song with the four of them. June's voice, when the power slowly starts to get drawn out, is so pretty. Oh, I love that little run that Dino goes on at the end there. Nice release. Oh shoot, it's been 3 minutes already. Yeah, that for me is a song that immediately screams for a dance choreography, which makes sense considering it's done by the performance team. Like, this is a song that's really written for just an absolutely gorgeous choreography routine, I think. What I love about this song, unironically, is the fact that there is a lot going on with it. Even though it's a slow song, if you really kind of dig it, there are a lot of small complexities when it comes to the music theory side of things that I really like. Even in just simple things like line distribution, how they threw in a nice hefty sprinkle of rap here and there, like a dedicated rap verse. But they also have a whole bunch of like melodic portions. They've got background harmonies on certain things, but it all culminates into this one project where it does feel really smooth, almost elegant in a way. It's a really powerful song that can invoke, I think, a really intricate and pretty choreography. Something something powerful yet graceful. If that makes any sense. You know, maybe like a not to like compare groups, but when I think of choreo that's like kind of refined and elegant but also aggressive, I'm thinking like BTS's Pitanumul, Black Swan, like that type of vibe. I can see that. I can see choreo like that working with them. That'd be cool. I do want to point out one very specific portion coming courtesy of Mr. Dino. It's the way he ends his verse in this section here. I think is so cool. Just the way the rhythm of his flow breaks out of the standard 4 meter is so cool. Like I'll be counting it in so you'll be able to follow along with me. But actually, that's a good point to start off with. Minghao, my boy. I love the way he sings lines where it's got the open like O vowel to end the lines. Just, he's got a really nice tone that I can't really describe all that well, but it's for my ears it's really satisfying to listen to him sing those specific vowels. Anyways, Dino. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. He breaks, so the song is in 4, music theory lesson for you, but he breaks his flow into 3s. Triplet division. Shoot, what's the right word for it? Triple meter. But it's the way it just effortlessly flips into that triple meter, and then 4 doesn't go into 3 immediately, but it does find itself back there eventually, right? That's how mathematics works. You have to wait until 12 for it to come back. But the way he just flips into it, I think is so cool to listen to. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just so satisfying to listen to because it's such a nice way to break up the song and to add a little bit of extra flair into his verse without doing too much. So little things that about composition that I really enjoyed. That was, shout out you, Dino. That was cool. Next up, Dust. Uzi Bomzu on lyrics, composition, Uzi Bomzu Pakite. Same names on arrangement. Okay. Vocal team? Yes. Here we go. Retro synth pop? You did it for me? I love how atmospheric these synths sound, so wide and reverby. Jonghan's soft tone, so cool. course. Professor Boo with his head voice. Get some power into those vocals, Wuji. I heard you at the end there. Quite like how balanced this song is. Oh, I will never get tired of Sungwon's vocals. Joshua with his airy high tones. Richness of DK here as well. It's not over. What? It's over already? Why? I was enjoying that. But why? Man. You know, sometimes the best songs are the ones that feel like they end way too short. Oh. Look, I am a sucker for a synth pop song. I love the retro synth sound. Strangely enough, though, Dust or Monji, even though it is I think by definition could be considered a retro synth song or a synth pop song, it doesn't feel like one. Let me explain. The instrumentals for this song, very much what you'd associate with a synth pop song. I think the chord sequence is a little bit modernized, maybe not so straightforward synth pop. It's perfectly fine. But what I like about this song is, I mentioned it while we were listening to it, but just how balanced it is. A lot of times synth pop songs run into the problem of the synths being too overbearing for the vocals above them. But for this song, I don't know if it was because it was like a vocal team song, so they wanted to accentuate the vocals more, but the synths felt more like background instrumentals than like the main part of the song, and I really appreciate that because it really let the five members' vocals shine and sparkle and come out to the forefront a lot clearer. I think because of it, we really got to appreciate their vocal colors and their respective ranges. Like, I think if the synths were louder and like they chose an instrument or a sound sample where it was more kind of in your ears, like a little bit closer up to your ears, what you'd associate with your typical 80s synth pop stuff. Something a little bit more plucky, something a little bit more with a blare to its tone. Had they done that, I think almost at least one part of every single person's vocals would have been overshadowed by it. So I'm really glad that the synth was treated as a background instrumental and not a main melody. That was very smart composition. But vocal team are my boys, man. Vocal team are my boys. Love them all to bits. Their voices are so good. Like, I love vocal team stuff because it's a very wide range of voices, but they fit really well together. Like, you've got the kind of richness from DK, you've got the power and the range from Sungwon, you've got Uzi, who's for like the what is it, compared to the rest of the lineup, I think he has a little bit more of a rocker tone, maybe just a smidge rougher, a little bit nice lower tone. Shua kind of slots right in the middle, I think, for me, in terms of everyone. where he's got a nice round vocal, got a nice little airiness to his voice, got decent amount of range, but he's also got a very colorful tone. So it's kind of like Woozi DK and Sungwon put together. And then Jonghan is like the last piece of the puzzle where he's got that super gentle voice. I don't know what it is about Jonghan's vocals, but they've always given me a feeling of like comfort and like genteelness to it. And I think it's really charming, especially in the vocal team context. And yeah, you take Jonghan, Woozi, DK, and Sungwon all together, put Joshua right in the middle for me. Love that. Always love vocal team stuff. Final song on the album, April Shower. Lyrics by Woozi Bonzu, Soft Serve Boy, Kareem James. Composed by Woozi and Bonzu. No arrangement credits. Here we go. Last song on the album, Could Mean a Ballad. Oh, I like this. It's kind of giving me From His 9 Airplane Mode vibes. Do you hear the background vocals as well? Brassy synths. Oh, extended chorus. It's such a smooth song. It's so pretty too. Oh, Dr. Boo with the run. Love those brassy synths. And then the little vocal chop ad-libs here. Oh, it's happened again. Warner's low voice is just giving me biggest case of goosebumps. That is a spectacular song to end the album. It's so pretty. It's so goddamn pretty. It really does give me the feeling that I got when I heard From His 9's Airplane Mode for the first time. Very similar vibes in terms of the music. Very similar effectiveness. Oh, I think for me, April Shower might be my song of the album. I mean, Dust is pretty close, but that's a very biased opinion. April Shower is, oh, it's so pretty. It's really casual, and it feels like this really simple kind of like tone it down type of end of night song, and then you get that glorious chorus and post chorus section that comes in. I want to listen to it again. Hold on. Oh, there. This is gonna be so hard to find. Raindrop on me.
Raindrop on me, on me. Raindrop on me, on me.
Raindrop on me, on me.
As soon as you think it's over, it comes back again.
Raindrop on me, on me. Raindrop on me, on me.
Oh, it's such a good chorus. Hold on. Where's Coops and Wanu's lines? Oh, just get it over with. Just the really soft low tones of Scoops. Like Wonu is singing into my soul there. Oh, that caught me so off guard because I was enjoying the song so much. I was vibing along to it so hard, and then as Scoops comes in with the low tones, I'm like, oh, this bridge is so pretty. And then Wonu is singing straight into my soul, and I'm just there to like, I can't do anything about it. I'm just there for the ride. Oh, what an album, man! What an album. Oh, 17. What a good time. What a good time. It's just. They make music so fun for me to listen to. Not just that they make fun music, but from someone who grew up playing like classical music and only knowing classical music theory, I still enjoy listening to their music because if I don't. I mean, take this album for example, like, where is it? Like, Fire is a song I won't go in search for. Having said that, I still learn a lot about the members and like the type of song that they're doing. I really like Dust because it's very vocal heavy and it's got retro synths to it. But I'm still learning things from their music. And that's what makes 17 so fun for me is that I can learn stuff. I'm learning new stuff every day when it comes to music and artists that we check out here. And 17, I will always learn something new no matter what it is about them. I could be watching Going 17 in my free time and just find the most useless fact about 17 and I'm still learning stuff and they make it enjoyable. It's always been the charm about them for me. And I'm glad they're back. This was a fun time. This was a really good time. God, one who's line in April Shower is going to haunt me for the rest of the day. Man. But that is it from me today. Thank you all for watching along with me. Now, I didn't want to address it at the beginning because I didn't want to bring down the mood, but I know last week was a tough time for all of us. It really was. And I know especially for Seungwon just how close he was to Moonbin. So hopefully he gets all the time in the world to grieve and to take a break as much as he needs. And hopefully, even by extension, the 17 members are all taking care of themselves and looking out for each other because, frankly, the world is terrifying. The world is unpredictable. The world is cruel. And no one deserves to go through what happened last week. So, best of wishes to everyone involved, someone especially, and to all of you out there in the world. That's it for me. One last point and note. Let's spread a little bit of extra love out into the world today. Whether it be picking up a piece of trash on the street, holding the door open for somebody, checking in with your friends and family, over whatever medium it might be, just a little bit of extra kindness and love out into the world that can be so cruel and dark. And that if you are ever going through something in your life, whatever severity it may be, whatever reason it might be, wherever you are in the world, just know that even though I'm just some random guy on the internet who spouts kind of rubbish about music sometimes, know that I will always be an ally and a friend and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So look out for yourselves, look out for each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time.